Hello folks and welcome to a rarer experiment on the channel. With the season just underway and Derby County are still in trouble, we are going to invest, that's right, you heard me, we are going to invest £1 billion into Derby to see if £1 billion can save the club. Currently the club is in £3 million in debt. They have current season profit £22 million. That's not too bad actually, to be fair. But even so, they have got a budget of 427,000. It's not an awful lot. They are currently under a transfer embargo, as you can see down at the bottom. In administration, under transfer embargo, looking to stabilise the club's finances. And we're hoping to go and do that today. The last time they were in the Premiership was in 2007, 2008, I think it was. They weren't there. Okay. And they've just been in spiralling ever since. So the aim of this save really is to see if £1 billion can save or change the club in its entirety, and see if they can get back to the Premiership for one and become self-sustainable. So first off, what we're going to do, let's go back to the overview page, and we're just going to go straight into the editor, and we are going to go to the finances. And we're just going to put in £1 billion. So they're not in debt anymore. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the max. We're going to give them the full transfer budget as well. And also the wage budget of £5 million as well. They've got money. They've got money now. And that's where we're going to leave it, I think. They've got money. So balance £18. That doesn't ring true, apparently. Oh, it does say 1 billion. I thought that said £18. I do beg your pardon. I thought that said £18. £1 billion. I don't know if they're going to be still in the transfer embargo. It still appears so, which seems very strange. But they are stabilised, so we'll see what happens. It maybe the fact that they haven't got any owners yet, I don't know. But £1 billion, we'll see what happens. So looking at the league table and the preview, they are predicted to finish rock bottom of League Division 1 now as well. And that's something we have to change. And with this window, hopefully that embargo will vanish. But we'll see what happens in the first 5 seasons. But with this influx of money, you would expect Derby to make a move. So let's simulate forward 5 seasons. And we'll come straight back and have a look at the results. Right then, 5 years or 5 seasons have passed, and you can see that Derby County are now in the Premiership, which is where we want them to be, and that's where you probably would expect them to be with all that cash injection. You can see that they've got a balance left of £325 million. Budget £83 million now. Wage budget is £4.5 million. First season, they won the league. Only on goal difference, so by looks of things, 4 goals. Wow, that's crazy. But it doesn't matter. They won the league and they got promoted straight away together with Sheffield Wednesday and Peterborough. The second season win the league again. 108 points, quite convincingly this time. 17 points in it. Wow, that's quite a gap with 103 goals scored, 40 against. That's really, really good. So the first season in the Premiership, the season in 11th position. Mid-table, that's pretty good. Away from relegation by a good 20 points nearly, and not far off a European spot. Wow, that's mad. The following season directly in the same position again, but less points though. But again, away from relegation, and they are a bit further away from a European spot. But Man City win the league. And the current season, they have got into a 7th place, and into Euro 2 as well. So they are into Europe for the next season. So we're hoping to see them more into Europe over the next 5 seasons, which will be great. But we'll see how that goes. But they are pretty much establishing themselves in the Premiership. So some of the transfers that went through then, £140 million spent in the first season. Wow, Anthony Elanga, £52 million. He's 24 years old. Yeah, it looks okay. Not as developed as I would have thought, but still pretty good. Physicals look really, really good. They've also spent Cole Palmer, £28 million as well. Again, same. I think they were buying youth players, which is probably a good plan, actually. Some of the best youth players around. Robin Coke. Be careful how I say that. But again, another youngster. Another youngster, 29 years old. Wow. Okay. Looks okay-ish. Tottenham, they spend Joe Rodon as well. Harry Winks from Tottenham, £8.5 million. Tanguy Ndombele from Tottenham as well. So this did take a few players off Tottenham. Aston Villa, Frederick Gilbert, Grimes from Swansea, and a couple of other youngsters as well. They spend 171 million the second season. Wow, this is their intent to get into the Premiership the first time, isn't it? And that's within 2 seasons. That's pretty good. Dembele, £64 million. He's 29 years old now, but it looks pretty solid enough. How's he done for, not impressive. Ziyech from Chelsea, £38 million. Pelhina as well from Fulham, £30 million. Morata from Atletico Madrid. Oh, they're going further afield now. Chelsea, Emerson, another Real Madrid player. Arsenal, Rob Holding, Mariano from Real Madrid. Wow, they are going up market, aren't they? That's pretty darn good as well. Lucas Moura, again, another player from Tottenham. The following season, they've curved the spending a little bit. Surprisingly, in the first season in the Premiership, actually. But £83 million spent. And who did they spend all their money on? Was £32 million on Romagnoli from Lazio. Is he a defender? He is. I think he's a very, very good defender as well, actually. One that I tend to use in my rebuilds normally. Benitez from PSV, £28 million. Franco from Barcelona. Oh, wow. Now they're getting players from Barcelona. Hector Bellerin as well from Arsenal. Let's have a look at Season 2 in the Premiership. The £58 million this time. And they spent £28 million on Lloyd Kelly from Norwich. He must be pretty decent, though. 27 years old. Oh, it looks okay, I guess. Inter, Dumfries. I mean, they're getting players from around Europe, though. That's for certain. And the final season, £142 million spent, and that hopefully will be repaid back. Now they're getting into Europe as well. But £63 million on João Pedro from Watford, £51 million from Anthony Gordon from Everton. Juventus are popping up in there now as well. Popescu, 15 million. Victor Nelson from PSG. Wow, okay, they really are tearing it up in the transfers, aren't they? So have a look. Some of the results then going through. They didn't start off too particularly well, though, Derby. I mean, obviously had that transfer embargo right at the very start, but January they seem to pick the pace up a little bit, and a lot of results in there. FA Cup, they get knocked out by Liverpool 3-0. Championship, I mean, it looks a little bit more better reading, doesn't it? They do well in the cup competitions. I mean, go on a little bit of a run as well. They reached the quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup, losing 3-2 to Man City. And then they reached the FA Cup, losing to Tottenham after taking majority of their players as well. It's crazy. Anthony Elanga scoring as well. Nice. So the first season in the Premiership then, how did they fare? So the Carabao Cup, they're still doing well in. A couple of decent scores. A 3-2 loss to Man City there. Leeds. They lose out on penalties to West Ham in the Carabao 4th round. They do beat Chelsea 3-2 though. That's pretty convincing as well. But they do lose out 5-0 to Newcastle. Wow. The FA Cup, they're progressing. They lose the 4th round to Arsenal 4-1, which was unfortunate. But they do lose to Liverpool last game of the season there. 24-25 season then. Let's have a quick look. Okay, doing pretty well. Wigan 3-1 in the Cup. Carabao, they lose out to United in the 3rd round. The scores have been on and off. A couple of good runs. FA Cup, they lose out to Newcastle 3-0. So, yeah, they lost quite a lot of games in here. Losing to Forest as well. 1-0 and Liverpool last game of the season. So the final season at the moment, then the 5th season. How well did they do here? So the friendlies are doing quite well. Lost to Barcelona in a friendly. Only 3-2 though. Quite still convincing in the Carabao Cup, but only losing to Aston Villa in the 4th round this time. They do beat Liverpool 2-1 though in this season, so that's pretty decent. And they're starting to get very close to the big clubs there. Losing to United this time 2-1 in the FA Cup 3rd round. So the cup competitions, they haven't really got that far. Quick look at the squad wages. Let's have a look at their wages. I mean, £245,000 on Dembele. Wow, £205,000 on Pelina as well. I mean, they've got some very, very good players in here. We can't argue about that. I'm intrigued to see what happens in the next 5 seasons. Can they get into Europe? And we'll see a lot more games as well. Now they're progressing into the top 10 or even top 7 now. And I'm sure it's a position where they would not want to be out. So let's go and fast forward again. Another 5 seasons. And we'll see what happens when we come back. Welcome back. Seasons 6 to 10 then. Let's have a look. Notably, they are still in the Premiership, which is good. But they did finish in season 10, 17th. I think that is just above the relegation zone. So I think they're still in it for the next season. Bank balance, it's only £13 million. So somewhere, well, they managed to spend about £600 million in the first 5 seasons. And then obviously spent the rest of it in the last 5 seasons. So when we left off, it was the 25-26 season. They were in 7th and they did gain European status. So we'll have a look at see how well they do with the results wise. But the following season, year 6, where did they finish? Just above the relegation zone, 17th position, 2 points off in safety. Wow, that's Southampton, Stoke and Forest go down. Derby managed to stay up. Wow, things don't look great, do they? Maybe Europe played a massive part in that. The following season, they did climb to 12th position. Okay, so they're going the other direction now. 17 points above relegation and 10 points off European spot. Did they ever get back to European again? Man City win the league again. Man City seem to win the league quite a bit, I feel. They've won it again the following season, but Derby managed to get into 7th position once more and get into Euro 2 again. Okay, so European status twice then. They managed to get there. 3 points off getting a Europa League spot. But how many teams managed to get into Champions League? Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man U. Derby finished above Man U as well. Wow, Tottenham as well. Leeds are right down there as well. Wow, Everton get relegated. Wow, that's just amazing. The following season, again, 8th. They do get Europa League. So does that mean they did win? They must have won something. Oh, this is exciting. What did they win? And the current season just gone, season 10. They escaped relegation just by the skin of their teeth on goal difference. Wow. Again, I think playing in Europe's taken its toll. Because twice they've done that, gone into Europe in the following season. They have just escaped relegation. Right, let's have a look at some of the results then. Oh, Man City didn't win the league though. So they're playing in the Europa League 2. They played Sparta Prague, beating them 2-0. Malmo. Let's separate this out, shall we? So it looks like they got all the way to the final of the Europa League 2. Wow, that's amazing. They're losing to Salzburg 3-1 in the final. But let's have a quick look at how they did. They only drew 2 games. WSG, Tyrol, and Rennes in the semi-final, which they drew both games and won on penalties in the second one, away from home, in fact. But along the way, they beat Sparta Prague, Malmo, Glentoran as well. I mean, that's pretty good. Midtjylland as well, 5-0 on aggregate. Young Boys, 7-3 on aggregate. Rennes 1-1 winning on penalties. Finally getting to the final and then losing. That's no mean feat. That it really isn't. I mean, that's well played, Derby. I mean, they have spent enough money though, haven't they? The FA Cup, they get far as the 3rd round. Lost to Newcastle 2-1 in the 4th round. So not very far in the both domestic cups then, so it is. But yeah, they didn't have a very, very good time. I think Europe played a very, very large part in this. The following season, the friendlies went pretty well. And start of the Premiership went okay as well. They lost in the 3rd round to Tottenham in the Carabao. Again, not getting very far. Any big scores? I mean, they're not very big scores. They're quite just the 1 goals and stuff. 0-0 with Liverpool there. Beat Man United. They're at Old Trafford as well. So that's pretty something as well. And 3rd round FA Cup. Must have had a replay. And beat Middlesbrough 4-1 in the replay. 4th round. And then they lost to West Ham after extra time in the 5th round of the FA Cup. That's unfortunate. Following seasons, quick look. Carabao. Oh, they reached the Carabao 4th round, losing to Liverpool 2-1 after beating Hull and Leeds. Again, not big defeats or wins, really. The odd goal is just beating them every single time. They do lose to United at 3-1 at home there. 4-1 Watford. Beat Liverpool away from home at Anfield. Wow. That's saying something as well. The FA Cup, we get as far as the 5th round as well, losing to Chelsea 3-1 after beating Forest and Peterborough. Season 9 started off okay, couple of draws. Carabao Cup reached the 4th round, against Aston Villa, losing 3-1. Again, no massive scores. They're losing a 4-0 loss there to Tottenham. They do manage to beat Liverpool once again, though, which is quite interesting. FA Cup 5th round again. So it seems Sheffield United on penalties. But they do have some good wins along the way, especially they beat Liverpool again, though, 3-2. Wow. Draw with Man United. They did get to Europe again, and they did get to the final, and they do pick up a Euro 2 trophy. Wow, 3-2 against Valencia. Who did they play along the way? Basakasar. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I do apologise. Lask. I think that was in the playoff as well, league playoff thing. Lask, Velaznia, and AEK. I mean, they're not outstanding victories, but the victories are all the same. Dinamo in the second knockout round, winning 6-2 with a 4-0 win at home. Pedro and Nonto as well. Rosenborg 5-2 on aggregate over in the quarterfinals. Wolfsburg, after coming from behind 3-2, they do win 2-1 at the home leg and then win on penalties, which is pretty decent as well. Wow. So does that mean they get into Europa League the following season? So the Europa League will go straight into the following season then. So they get past the group stages after beating Sporting, Lille and Zurich. That is really good. I'll tell you what, they're starting to look like a good European side, Derby. Celtic, they do miss out, losing 5-3 over the 2 legs in the second knockout round, unfortunately. Losing 3-1 at home. For the league and domestic cups, then they get knocked out in the 3rd round by Stoke on penalties in the Carabao. Disappointing, but they do get to the 5th round again in the FA Cup. This time losing to Forest, which isn't brilliant. But they do have some good wins in the league there. Man City, Tottenham, Leicester beating them. Palace and Tottenham again. Tottenham twice there. They do have a good win over Chelsea, though, which is nice to see. They have a good run against Everton, Norwich, Wolves and Newcastle. Man U, they lose. Arsenal, they didn't have a very good finish to that season at all. Probably concentrating more on Europe, more than likely. But even so, Man United, Arsenal, Southampton, Villa, Bournemouth, you'd expect them to beat them teams. Well, some of them at least anyway. And then losing 2-0 to Liverpool last game of the season. So the transfers then in the 6th season, they spent £186 million. Who did they spend? 99 million on Jeremy Doku as well from Rennes. Wow, that's crikey, mate. £100 million. Really splashing the cash here. 35 million on Osterwald as well from Atalanta. 17 Maserati. Luke Shaw. They picked Luke Shaw up for £14 million. He's 35 years old now, but he's at Hanover. But Luke Shaw, Angelo from Liverpool, Nascimento and Torello as well. 770,000 selling. They don't seem to be selling an awful lot of players to fund these now, I don't think. The following season is very modest. £36 million spent overall and £15 million on Gnonto as well from Zurich, a forward in fact. 10 goals in 52 games for Derby in the league there. Good dribbling and excellent finishing as well. Rojas from Cardiff. Tottenham, Basuma as well, £9 million. The following season, what have we got? 41 million. Okay, spending's been curbed quite a bit. Sanchez from PSG. Dortmund let go of Rodriguez to Derby. Pina from Barcelona. And Miguel Ramos as well for £675,000. £96 million has been let go. Who did they sell? Doku. So they bought him for 100 and selling for 70 within the space of a season. That's not good business, is it really? And a couple of other players, Angelo as well, he's gone. I'm sure they only just bought him, did they not? They must have bought him a couple of seasons ago though. But wow, selling a couple of some players as well. The following season, £94 million spent this time round. 33 million on Jurgensen from Bournemouth. Another United player, Leeds as well. £25 million. Dortmund, Felix Agu. £28 million. And a couple of other players again. Pavard from Chelsea. How old is Pavard now? 35 years old. So They're not being discriminated against age then. Carsed up on a free transfer, he must be in his 30s. 36, good grief. It looks like they're buying for short-term success by looks of things. Final season then, season 10. Who did 16 million for Shaparenko from Milan, Porto for Fano, Joaquin from FLA for 13 million, and Queiroz from Tottenham for 11.5. A couple of other players, Zappa from Inter, £2 million. How old is Zappa now? 19 years old. That must be a regen then. But again, some quite good signings here. But wow, that is a 26, 27. That massive spending. Then it just kind of curbed its way down. But £78 million they did have to let go. Dylan Beale from who's gone to PSG for £44 million. Is he any good? When did they get him? Wow, that's not bad. The going, is it? From the youth academy or whenever they got him, 24, 25. Must have been from the youth setup, surely. But or maybe they just bought him. I don't know. But he's gone out on loan. How old is he now? Must have been from the youth academy or regen. Wow, £44 million. Does it not make you think why they wanted to spend that much money on him? So Derby County overall, then there's some money still left in the bank. It's not been a bad 10 seasons. They've remained in the Premiership, which is what we wanted them to do. And also, they have managed to get into the Europe as well, which they won Europa League 2 once. And they've been in there twice now, and they were in the Europa League. Just look at their facilities then. They've got superb training, state-of-the-art youth facilities, which you would expect them to have. Excellent academy coaching, exceptional youth recruitment. So that's good as well. So the money's not really gone to waste then. Stadium sponsor then, 15-year stadium sponsor with £20 million per season, which is pretty good as well. They have got capacity still at £33,000 and they're still at Pride Park. So they've not really moved anywhere else either. Right, we're going to leave it here. Derby County, 10 seasons and remain in the Premiership for 8 of them. So that's pretty damn good. So if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Put the next team you would like to receive £1 billion. And we'll do another experiment with another one. Let me know down in the comments below. And until the next one, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.